Hey, David here. Today we're going to look at my custom OSD, which I've been working on for a little while, and the secret sauce behind it. Imagine having a full Betaflight style OSD, including GPS, arrow to home, altitude, distance from home, and all of the other information that you get, including battery, without the flight controller. And what I found is when I'm flying the way that I do, when I'm flying close in, I'm not going really very far, I don't want to have a flight controller on it. It feels like I'm constantly fighting it and don't get the fine control that I like. So this is the custom OSD that I've been working on, and it interfaces with the ELRS or Crossfire protocol, the 4-pin, the TX, RX, and power and ground, which is typical that you connect to a flight controller. But this also breaks it out into the 8 individual channels. So you can use your PWM right to a servo, speed controller, no flight controllers. On the bottom of the board is a BMP 280 that is a barometer that reads your altitude. It's put into the telemetry information. Also, you connect up with 4 pins your video transmitter, and this supports any DisplayPort Betaflight type of video transmitter. So I've designed and tested this with both the DJI 03 and 04, as well as the Walksnail Avatar HD. The Goggles X is the one that I have put most of the time in, and it emulates the Betaflight DisplayPort for HD systems. So you will get the full MSP messaging from the flight controller to your goggles, including the OSD information. That is the secret sauce that allows you to arm and disarm your aircraft to put the video transmitter into high power mode. Having it be able to arm and go to the high power mode and start and stop the recording is key to why this is important, why you'd want this. The other thing I have here on the board is a 4-wire GPS. My personal favorite is the BN220, which has a little battery on it, so it has a very good hot start, and it finds satellites very quickly. And that also runs directly to the board. And then it also has a 3-amp BEC on here, which powers everything separately from your ESC. So you do not want to run power to this from your ESC. In fact, I removed the pin for channel 3 for the ESC, and that gives me the full control from the battery on the device here. So I've mounted one of these QLiteArmer boards and the GPS all here in the nose. I have connected it up to a GT2 Walksnail video transmitter, which is the latest one that they have. This thing will do up to 2 watt. Not that you would ever really need it that high, but you have that capability and you can put it into auto scaling mode. Been very happy with this. The built-in fan keeps it cool when you're working with it on the bench, and that was kind of key with a lot of the development that I was doing because I was going on and off testing the OSD. So this is on the Manta Ray Boomer, and we're going to go ahead and test it. It's really nice to be able to have control over all the channels. Now we break out all the channels, the 8 channels from the ELRS Crossfire protocol. In there, you have the ability to define the endpoints, the high and the low PWM value. And so you can pick a channel when you compile this and put it on that you want to put a servo expansion on to make it go full 270 degrees. And that's what we're doing on this pan servo here. It's on channel 6, and you'll see it when I swing with test it because of the PWM signal that we're expanding. You also have the ability to put the fail-safe value for the channel in the code when you compile it. Right now, the fail-safe is set to the middle of each of the PWMs, except on channel 3, which I have throttle on. So if I lose signal or for any reason, the throttle channel will go to the lowest value, which is off. I am planning to share the code, open source, as well as making available the PCB board and all the parts linked to make this on your own as a kit. If there's a lot of interest, maybe we'll make some full kits.
Armed.
Okay, now we're in the cockpit.
Landing mode on.
You can see the OSD elements here. I've lined these up to places that I prefer, and it is currently hard-coded into the project. They're not easily movable unless you go in and adjust the X and Y coordinates on the screen in the code before you compile it. But this gives you everything that we want at this point. And when we arm it, the home position will be reset, and we will go from there. And I will talk about the OSD elements on the screen as we fly, but let's go ahead and taxi out there and give it a go. All right, here we go. All right, a little windy.
Camera change mode.
So this is the first time flying it with the full OSD elements on it, and I do see that I need to make some adjustments in the code. The GPS is not refreshing on the screen quick enough. I know it's refreshing in the code, but it's not refreshing out to display quick enough. Like the vertical speed and voltage are. So the distance from home, you'll see up in the top right, 366 feet, but it's changing not very smoothly. We also have in the bottom right, there's total distance traveled. So that value shows us how far we've traveled in the trip. It looks like the angle for the home arrow is just flipped 180 degrees. So it's pointing the wrong direction. Up in the middle, you'll see a link quality. Right now it's reading 98, 99, 100. It's flipping in there. That is the link quality to the ELRS receiver in my hands. It is an indication of how good your RC link is. The other value over there underneath the distance from home, it's our altitude. That's 243 feet right now. Below that is your ground speed, which is 33, 34, 35 miles an hour right now. From the GPS. So we also see our full flight pack voltage, which right now is 11.5, 11.49 in that area. And then the VS, which is vertical speed, that's an indicator of how you're climbing and based on the barometer. Total distance travel looks like it's been reset. It's not indicating correctly. So the home arrow definitely is right here, flipped 180 degrees around. We'll get that fixed, no problem.
Landing mode on.
So I have some things to work on. This is the first test flight I've done with the full OSD elements that I want to have on this project, including the GPS and the home arrow and all of that. But it looks like I have a few things to work on, and thanks for joining me. That's part of this process. That's why these things sometimes take so long when you have a day job and a lot of other family things going on or whatever else. So some of the things I need to do is get the GPS elements to update faster on the screen. I know that they're updating quickly in the code. Also, it looks like there might be resetting home, might be getting fired off during flight, and then making sure the home arrow is pointing in the right direction. I think that's been flipped. I'll be doing a little bit more testing, and thanks for joining me today. This is going to be shared, and you're going to be able to download, make these things, and I'll do a video on how to build it and some more details. But thanks for joining me today as we do some ground testing and some flight testing and real world testing. As always, just get out there and fly. Thanks for watching.